Hello, you dear Sagittarians. How are you doing? This is your monthly horoscope for January of 2019. How are you doing with Jupiter there in your first house? And I know it's a bit of a bumpy ride in the beginning of December when Jupiter, because a lot of people thought, oh, Jupiter is in my sign of Sagittarius, fantastic. But what did it do? It squared up to Mars, and it's not Jupiter really, but Mars was in Pisces and it squared up to a lot of Sagittarian planets. And because of that, you know, especially the Sun square Mars aspect was hard, especially between male figures, that there could have been some, you know, fussy energy out there. But don't worry, it's not going to be like that in January, because in January we will have Mars in Aries, which is a fellow fire sign. So on the heart level, on the level of enjoying yourself, January is definitely better. Now, what else is going on? Apart from that, apart from the Jupiterian energy being less blocked by planets that are going to bump into Neptune or bump into some Pisces energy, this is not going to happen in January. What is going to happen is that we have two eclipses, and they're not the most important ones for the Sagittarians. So because they're not happening on key levels of your life. Let's break it down. The first one is on the 6th and the other one is on the 21st. On the 6th, we have the Capricorn eclipse going on. It's the Sun together with Neptune in Capricorn, together with, you know, a whole traffic jam. It's the South Node also there, Saturn there, Pluto there, Mercury being there, all trapped up in your second house of Capricorn. Now, when there is an eclipse with the South Node, it means of deconstructing old structures. Basically, that's it. That's for everyone. We are all going to deconstruct old structures. And it means that, in a good way, it's an ending of a cycle. It's an ending of a karmic cycle. So, you Sagittarians, you are positive people. So you want to approach this in a positive way. What is the most positive way? Of not clinging on to it. You know, and what is the second house? Well, firstly, it's your possessions. It's a terrific time, and I have a Sagittarius rising, and I'm trying to do already things to make it less hard. Is really all the stuff that you're not using anymore in your house, from furniture to books to whatever it is, possessions that are no longer suiting you, that are not giving you any value. Get rid of it. And whether you are going to sell them on eBay or whether you are going to give it to charity, it doesn't matter, but get rid of them. That is a positive, I know it sounds very not inappropriate, but not important, but it is, because when we gather all kind of things that we are not going to use anymore, then we don't have place and space for the things that we do value. So it's a preparation of that, because for a lot of Sagittarians, not now, but 2020, there is like new structures really that are going to build up your financial situation. So a lot of, not all of them, but a lot of Sagittarians are going to have a rise in their material assets and income because of that. But that's for other videos. So you want to just get rid of as much as possible that you're not using anymore. And that's the best thing that you can do. Another level, it could mean that an old attitude towards that needs to go, towards the food that you eat. It could be something very basic like that as well, because the second house is food that you eat. So you could be saying, this is not good for me anymore. I need to just let go of that. Let go of all the sugar. I'm having immune issues all of the time, for instance, and so why not deleting all the sugar out of your diet? I'm just giving you very simple examples here, but this is how you can do it the best. So don't cling on to the material things that are not worth for you anymore, because then it's going to be hard for you, and you know, the universe will do what it has to do. But I think most Sagittarians are not really the ones that are clinging on to things. But anyways, Then the other eclipse is happening on the 21st, and that's one in Leo. It's a total one, and this is a more positive eclipse for you. Why? Because you are a Sagittarian, and that trines the energy of Leo, and it's happening in your 9th house, which is a Sagittarius house. So this is a different eclipse because it's the moon together with the North Node, and that means something new here. It's brewing, you know, although it is a full moon, which is about things that become very conscious, become very real. There is like new ideas, new studies, or new travel that can come in during that time. So perfect timing for traveling, perfect timing for studying something new, starting new, or actually being interested in everything that has to do with philosophy, everything that has to do with connecting the dots, so to speak. So a really good energy for you, Sagittarians, when it comes to broadening your mind. And connections with people from abroad as well. You know, there could be a new connection starting that is going to give you a lot of emotional support because it's the moon, etc, etc. Very great energy over there. Last but not least, there is a square between Jupiter in your sign and Neptune. And Neptune is in the bottom of your chart, which is your roots, your home, your emotional well-being. So there could be a bit of a growth problem, so to speak, that you are expanding, you are changing your values anyways, with all that stuff going on in your 2nd house. And that makes of you someone new. And maybe your family has a bit of a problem of dealing with that. It could be as simple as that. You know, a square always means tension between the 2 houses. So you and family, or you and your home. Because you're expanding, for instance, you can't stay in the home that you are in. Something like that. But this is a thing that will come back a couple of times during this year. But in January, it's definitely the start of that. So how to deal with this at its best? Just to make sure that you may dream big, absolutely, but stay practical, basically. If you're going to do that, you cannot go wrong. So stay with the feet on the ground so that you're not getting disappointed. That's Neptune, you know, getting disappointed, and Jupiter is you. So make sure that you can do what you have in mind, and that it's not reaching out too far. And then you'll be disappointed in yourself, which is a heavy burden. So less is more. Think big, yes, but stay practical is basically the most important here. Having said that, thank you so much for watching. I wish you a very good month, and I made an update of my playlist. So for those of you who are really interested in astrology and learn about certain planets, certain aspects, certain transits, certain synastries, it's all in there. Well, not all, but a lot. I made time free for structuring all the videos that I made in the past. And you know, if you want to know more about Chiron, there's a playlist of Chiron. You all see it listed out there, what I've got, what I made. Or you want to know more about synastry, I have a couple of them as well. You want to know more about Pluto, a couple of videos. And so I hope you can learn something from it, and that's my goal, basically, to do that in a very simple way. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.